is Jeffrey Davis, and this must be Radio Entrepreneurs. So we continue to tell stories about entrepreneurship, how people are growing, starting businesses, and adapting in this economy. Our next guest is Sarah Michelle Boes, founder of Sarah Michelle NP Reviews. Hi,
Hi,
Sarah.
good morning.
Good morning. How are you today? And tell us about NP Reviews.
So I actually started Sarah Michelle MP Reviews during COVID, kind of necessitated out of my own need, which I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs end up in that story too. But I was preparing for my own nurse practitioner board exam at the time. Everything was absolutely crazy out in the world with COVID. And so it really opened up this nice opportunity for what I like to call myself, which is a challenger brand. And so it had been done the same way for a long time. And I came in and I really focused on mental health and really just bringing down your anxiety, building up your confidence before taking the exam. And 2 years into that business, I was able to sell it. And I actually serve as their chief nursing officer for the last 2 years. So I also went through an acquisition as well.
Wow. So you were a professional, then you became an entrepreneur, and now you're sort of you're an employee again, but operating the company. Tell us what made your service so unique.
I definitely think number one, focusing on mental health, because there were some review courses out there that literally said, test anxiety doesn't exist. But I knew from my own experience that test anxiety, without a doubt, absolutely existed. And I think beyond that too, I was really, because I was the consumer right before, I was intimately familiar with what they were feeling, what they were looking for, what was needed in the market. And because that market hadn't changed in so long, anyone doing anything different was a really big deal.
Is it only for nursing or is it broader than that?
So for right now, we have nurse practitioner reviews for pretty much every nurse practitioner specialty, which is great. And then in the last couple of years since the acquisition, we've started focusing in on nurses who are taking their NCLEX as well. So we double dip a little bit because we know that nurses will one day be nurse practitioners. And so we're building out that customer journey a bit.
And is nurse, I know that it's hard to find new nurses, but nursing is in demand, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. There's always a nationwide shortage, and I joke with people that I also contribute to that because I don't work as a nurse or a nurse practitioner anymore. I like to call myself a nursepreneur, and that is definitely a much more fun endeavor for me. Not that I don't like patient care, but this is definitely my calling.
So what, you talk about the change. Was it a dramatic change for you, a shock to the system?
I also tell people that I experience business whiplash because in the first 2 months of starting my business, I know it does not happen this way for most people. I made what I used to make annually as a nurse. And so that absolutely broke my brain open in all the best ways. I was like, what if I just like made what I used to make as a nurse at home every year? Like, how cool would that be? And it just continued to grow and grow and grow. And now it's been this really beautiful opportunity for me, especially since the acquisition, to kind of turn that around. One, I love teaching other nurses how to kind of like break out of their own box. And, we have this traditional landscape of what this role looks like. It doesn't have to be that way. But number two, also my philanthropic work moving forward. Right after the acquisition of my business, actually, it was just within a couple of weeks, we found out that my daughter was going to have four different heart defects when she was born. And my husband has recently started his own business, and our goal is to grow and scale really big businesses, sell these businesses, and be able to donate more out into the world. So it's been a really cool opportunity for us.
Wow, interesting how you've adapted. Uh, your
It's been a
coaching,
wild ride.
your coaching program, can you talk a little bit about it? How long it is? Is it in person? Is it via, is it, how structured it is, unstructured, state by state? I would assume there's a lot of differences to the coaching program.
So when I talk about coaching, I more so talk about in the sphere of my business because there's a lot of coaching that goes on to prepare for the exam and build your mindset because it's a mindset thing. If you can graduate nurse practitioner school or nursing school or whatever else, like you can pass these exams, you just have to believe that for yourself. And so a lot of that coaching is ingrained in the courses, as I move forward in my life and my career. I think coaching and consulting is going to look a little bit different, but I'm still at a full-time job being at Blueprint, which is the company that acquired mine. So more future plans for deeper consulting, but I definitely do a lot of like offside stuff of just um, helping friends, helping other nurses that want to do the same thing.
So owner to the new company after the merger, has your job changed a lot?
Yes, in all the best ways, because when I was creating my business, I was doing all the things, right? Every entrepreneur lives this journey in the beginning, but I did it for longer than that. I was creating all the courses, I was teaching all the courses. I like to tell people as well, I talked to my first 5,000 students on Facebook Messenger. So like I was like deep in the trenches with them. Since the acquisition, we've been able to build a genuine and real team. When we were acquired, I think we had like 5 or 6 full-time employees, if that. It is definitely way bigger than that today. I don't have to create content today. I don't have to teach content today. And really, like, my biggest role is giving the strategy and the vision of how we move forward, which is why we moved into NCLEX, for example.
Interesting. So we've done a little bit of the past, the present, now the future. Tell me what the business you think is going to look like in 3 years.
In 3 years, I hope that we have exploded in the nursing realm. Like we have a really big foothold in the nurse practitioner space. It's much smaller though. There's like 30,000 new nurse practitioners each year across all the specialties versus I believe last year was 250,000 nursing students graduated. And we are very much in our infancy with those products at the moment. And so next 3 years, I want to see that grow, expand, do all the things because I know it has the ability to do so, especially with this focus on mental health that we have. And then for me personally, I also want to see my husband's business grow. He's opening his own distillery out here in Kentucky as a contract distillery. And I would love to be more involved in that because like I was talking about earlier, like being able to donate for us is the biggest, coolest thing that we could possibly do with this newfound wealth that we never anticipated in our lives.
I went to a great distillery in Kentucky and I got a great bottle of moonshine,
Oh, cool.
which I still have.
That's
Um,
good.
we've been speaking with Sarah Michelle Boes, founder of Sarah Michelle NP Reviews. If somebody's looking, Sarah, for Sarah Michelle NP Reviews, how do they find the company? How do they find you?
Easiest way for NP reviews is literally npreviews.com. Super simple. Make sure there's an S at the end. If you want to find me, you can find me on Instagram at Sarah Michelle NP because I love talking to people and connecting, but also my website, sarahmichelleboes.com.
I want to thank you for being on Radio Entrepreneurs today. Hope you come back again. And I think all of us need qualified nurses. I used to work for a surgical division of a Fortune 50 company, so I understand how important nurses were. They were the backbone of every hospital I entered. So thanks for your help. And I look forward to you helping to be a backbone of our whole medical industry and support system.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good. And remind everybody, this is Radio Entrepreneurs.